Hi, I'm Jenny.
I'm Toby.
And we are on FrConventions.
Yeah.
I mean, we were saying it was relatively straightforward, which kind of, I mean, it was lovely, but it did feel a little bit surprising that it was that sort of quick.
Yeah, it all happened very fast.
It all happened quick. I just had to do like a self-tape. I think yours was probably different, but mine was just like an excerpt from Solitaire, the book. It wasn't really like lines taken from the show. And I just had to do that on tape. I did it loads and loads and loads of times, and I dressed like a bit like Tori from the books, not in full costume, but like just a hint of it.
Yeah.
And then the next round was just like a Zoom recall with the director, and then that was it.
Crazy. Yeah, mine was kind of the same. I did just a scene that wasn't actually in the show in the end, and then a recall, and then not another recall. Then I booked it. I just did.
Did you do chemistry read though?
No, that was season 2. I did chemistry reads for people playing Bradley's part.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so most people hadn't met or
didn't know anything about anyone
no.
or the show really, and it all happened in like 3 weeks.
Yeah. My first ever anything was the season 1, like the read through, which was just in the main hall. It just felt like we were doing a school play.
It felt like a school play, yeah.
And also we all had to wear like masks, and they had like screens between us, and it was all quite because of COVID.
And then the weird masks that are like, they go on your head and it's like a visor.
Nobody looks cool.
No.
But you lot had all been rehearsing for a few days already.
Yeah, we'd had a couple of days of rehearsals. So that was the first time we all met, and then my first day on set was a scene with Isaac, Charlie and Tao at the picnic table in season 1.
I think my first scene was on the bus. And I was wearing a wig in season 1 because my hair was the right length for Tori later on, but like it needed to be long. And I just remember them sending me out onto set and being like, well, it'll have to do. And I was like, great, my first day on a big job, and
not quite what you
it looks pretty obvious I'm wearing a wig. But they did a great job with it, and I think it actually looks great, but it was...
They get what they get.
They get what they get.
Yeah.
I think most of us read the comics. The comics are handy just because you literally have an image in front of you in order to...
Yeah, we're doing that bit today.
Yeah, and also facial expressions wise, Alice's drawings are so expressive that you could really get a sense of, like, Tori's got this sort of slightly like lazy eyes that she does, which are really obvious in the comic, so I just literally tried to copy it. So I just spent a lot of time looking in the mirror and going, I'm vain, what can I say?
Crazy acting. My character's not in the comics, so I kind of got to make it all up myself, which I also really enjoyed. It was more fun.
But you did read the...
I did read the comics, yeah, I read them.
Because I know some people thought, like, if their character wasn't in it, then it would be it would be actually unhelpful to read them, because it's like departs from our version that we were telling, but I think it's interesting.
Well, because there's a like replacement character in the comics that is
you
kind
were
of
closer
similar.
to
exactly, yeah.
Aled.
Yeah, so it was similar vibes, but it was helpful to like see the visual, like you say, but then it was like I got to do my own thing, which was fun. Not at all.
We knew there would be some people that would automatically probably be interested to watch it because of the following that the books had. But we definitely didn't take it for granted that A, they would be happy with what we'd made, or that they would like it as much as they did, or that it would like then expand beyond that. That was a surprise for sure.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was kind of nervous about everything the first season. I was nervous, like you say, of it being an adaptation, but also of just being on a film set.
Yeah.
But it worked out.
Yeah. I think I was definitely, it can be quite tempting, even though you know you shouldn't and it's bad for you, it can be quite tempting to look at comments online. And there can be, I'm doing this like Lady Gaga, there can be 100, but there can be 100 nice comments, and but you keep looking. Well, I don't know, I found myself purposely looking for the one that confirmed my own insecurities about myself, you know, the fact that I'm a little bit older than the character, a fair bit older than the character, and a fair bit older than maybe some of the other actors. I was like fixated on finding the comments saying that I looked like Charlie's mum.
But you don't, babe.
But I don't think I do.
No, you don't. You look younger than Joe in the thing.
See, there are also some comments that say that, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah, well, Joe looks ancient with all the wrinkles and stuff.
True. He's lived a hard life.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can end up fixating a little bit, so you have to, in a way, kind of just distance yourself from that.
It was a nice thing.
Yeah,
it was we were happy to do it. It wasn't pressure on my end.
Also, it wasn't so much stressful for us because that work is kind of already there in the material.
Yeah.
So we're just the mouthpiece for it, which is a privilege actually.
Yeah, well, I mean, both of our characters are asexual, which is a nice thing that they connect on at the end of the third season. But I guess there was pressure because I wanted to get it right. I wanted to make sure I was doing justice to this thing that isn't seen on TV very often. And I think Isaac talks about it in a way that is sometimes quite helpful in explaining it to people that maybe don't know what it's about. So that was also a nice thing to spread the word a bit. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it felt like I felt pressure, but it was also like a nice responsibility, like I'm happy to do this thing for this group of people. I'm just such a nice guy.
Yeah.
Angel.
Famously so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big responsibility. I mean, I think a lot of that did sort of fall on Joe's shoulders last season, and in a way all I had to really do was actually support him in that endeavour as well, which I think, yeah, I don't know, again, it's like, I think those topics can be quite triggering if you really let yourself get sort of swallowed up by them. I wouldn't say that I have a process as an actor really, but I'm definitely not somebody that goes really method and really, I think it's kind of important to leave those things as much as you can on set, and yeah, not maybe get too bogged down and indulge in it in your performance maybe.
It's kind of, I find, easier to be the like the observer than the person.
Yeah.
Like I did a job recently where I was having to be really horrible to someone in a scene, and my job was easy because I just had to do the being horrible, but the other person had to have this like visceral reaction to it, which is sometimes harder.
Yeah. Also, it's just like I have so much love for Joe as a person that like there is a slight sort of crossover moment where your brain, when you're watching his lovely little face like crumpling and he's saying those words, your brain can sometimes sort of flicker between going what's real and what's not, and that's just, it's just sad to like see your friend having to even replicate those emotions because it's yeah. So I think it was quite easy because I just had to watch it go down.
Yeah.
Amazing. I do wish that we'd got a bit more time to see Paris.
Yeah.
That's my only
It's been
thing,
a fleeting visit.
because yeah, it feels such a shame to not be out there. Although the weather has not provided
what
us
we needed
with,
it to.
You know, which has made it slightly easier to not be up the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
But
it's
been amazing, and like the number of people that have come from not just France but like all over is baffling, to say the least.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope that they've all had an amazing time in Paris as well, and not just stuck in here with us.
Yeah.